Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. We're going to just give a few minutes to a bunch of you, let you come into the chat. I need some water. That was probably really, really loud in front of the microphone. Speaking of which, I'll move this up a little bit closer. Let's see if that is, see if that works out for us. Well, let's see. Let's just tip it up a little bit. Like that. I have my camera set up a new way this time. It's just right there on my laptop. That way I can read your comments without looking completely over to the other side of the screen, like the last stream. It'll just be a little bit off center, but not too bad. Thank you to everybody who showed up on the last stream too. I was just having fun figuring out my new equipment. And we had a lot of fun. All right, let's see who's in the chat. We got a lot of people today. We have already 12 and 8 thumbs up. That's great. Oh yeah, we got Marty. Oh, a different Marty. Ooh, that Marty's first. There's always at least one Marty that's first on my streams. Silver. We have, oh, that's me. We have Brenda, Sharon, Barbara, Terry, Craig, Melinda. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. And on my computer, okay, we had this issue last time. It says Sienna Rose Metaphysical on the bottom of the screen, and to me it looks backwards, but I'm assuming to you guys it's forwards. Can somebody verify that for me? And, oh, we got a whole bunch. Okay, it is forwards. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Because we had issues with that last time, and I ended up like flipping my camera and ended up making all of the cards backwards. And we're just going to check the cards. Are they forwards or backwards for you guys? They're backwards to me, so I'm assuming they're forwards to you. Oh, if this will even focus. Come on, camera. You're a good camera. There you go. You can do it. Awesome. Making sure the cards were not backwards for y'all. Okay, perfect. They're forwards. Yay. With that, let's move this slightly out of the way. You guys can hear me all right? Today is Weird Questions. And it is already episode 9 of Weird Questions. I can't believe we've been doing this for just about 9 months. I think it's been about 8 months of Weird Questions, because there was 1 month where we did 2 episodes. 2 in one month, I think. We did 2 episodes in January. And then after that, we just kept doing it once a month. So February, March, April, May, June, July. I don't know. I'm not great at math, but we're on episode 9 anyways. And this is exciting. I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying this series, because I definitely am. And here is to a ton more episodes in the future of Weird Questions. All right, so today's August the 20th. Our 5 questions today we have: do trees and plants enjoy conversation? Because some studies show that, yes, they seem to like and respond to different words, different tones of voice. I wonder if it has to do with vibrations or something like that. I don't know. And I think we covered this on a different episode of Weird Questions, but we can always just take another look at it maybe in less depth because we, like I said, already talked about it in the past, but what do plants and trees think of being mowed, picked, climbed on, etc.? Second question somebody asked, and it was a very, very good one. The spiritual perspective on twins, or a spiritual perspective on twins. I think Spirit has a lot of perspectives on things, but why do twins incarnate together? This viewer was asking, do they share a life purpose? Do they have their own life plans? What's going on with that? Third question is, what would animals like to say to the human race? I think this could be really good. And then number 4, this one made me laugh, but it's a good question, and I think it's perfect for this series. Can you fire or replace spirit guides if they're not really working for you? If they're just not resonating with you or whatever anymore, can you fire them? I thought that was a really good question. I never thought to ask it, so I'm interested to see what comes up. And then number 5 is, now I haven't really done any research on this, so this will be interesting. But John Titor, is that how you say that last name? Anyways, is he a time traveler? And if he's not, is time travel ever going to be possible? And would it be physical, like, how we see on TV, where they get into the time machine or whatever, and they actually find themselves in that time period and somewhat able to interact with the environment? Or is it more like astral projection, where maybe you can travel to these different places, but you're out of body. You're not in the physical body being there. So we'll start with trees and plants. Do they enjoy conversation? What do they think about being mowed, picked, climbed on, etc.? I think I don't remember which episode of Weird Questions it was where we talked about this, but I think I remember learning that they do have some, I'm already dropping cards on the floor. They do have some kind of like physical sensation. Like I remember learning that like trees are aware when they, when there's forest fires, like they're aware when they're on fire or whatever. I'll have to go back and re-watch. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do trees and plants enjoy conversation? Let's shuffle without throwing cards on the floor. I'm pretty sure I did get them all. Do they enjoy conversation? We'll start with that. Do they enjoy conversation? And music. Let's include music too. Do they enjoy conversation and music? And what is it about that, if they do, what is it about that they enjoy? This is interesting, but I pick up here that plants have their own kind of intuition. Let's get my camera to focus. There we go. That's lovely. All right. But yes, the plants do have an intuition similar to us. And they can sense when they're being interacted with. I keep picking up, it's got to be the vibrations. There's got to be something. Maybe they can, because that just keeps coming in really strongly, is this idea of vibration. So I'm wondering if this is maybe like the sound waves or the vibrations that come from like our voices or from music or from whatever it is that's being said or played around the plant. And they can sort of pick up. What is it that they can pick up then? Because I'm hearing something about like tones. So perhaps for music, they can sense like different tones. Maybe each tone has a different vibration or something like this. I'm also hearing gentleness versus hostility. Actually, this makes me think of a long, long time ago. I think Mythbusters did an episode where they experimented with growing plants and saying nice things to one group of plants and saying really nasty, mean things to another group of plants, and seeing the difference in how the groups, like how they developed, and seeing how well they grew. And I do pick up that plants can sort of sense almost, I don't know how they do this, but they have a kind of sense for like our own personal vibration. I'm hearing from spirit, they know when they need to provide healing. And that's actually a practice. I was taught during my Reiki training, I don't remember if it was a master level or not, but that something that is really helpful for healing is to, I don't know what the process is called, but you sit by a tree, or, you know, some people like to put their hands on it or whatever, and they visualize like their energy going into the tree and the tree's energy going into them. And there's just something really, really healing about that. So what else? I keep bumping this. Let's just move it over here. Oh, I like this. It encourages them to be strong. I think when they're talked to you positively and they pick up, oh, come on, camera, you can do it. Come on, focus. Let's see. Can we focus on the card? Maybe not. Anyway, it encourages them to be strong. That's really cute. I like it. And then there's something about like putting them at ease with Four of Swords. Craig says, in our tribe, we use plants for healing medicines. And it's really cool how, it's cool how people figured out that, oh, if I take the bark from this tree and, boil it and drink the tea, this will make my headache go away. Or if I eat the leaves from this tree, it will help with this or this. Or if I grind up this particular plant and smoke it, it feels really interesting. But yeah, I think plants do really like conversation and music. This goes both ways because I have the moon also. And just like how I said that with like positive conversation and maybe music that contains, I don't know, maybe gentler tones or gentle vibrations or something like that, encourages the plants to be strong. Harsher vibrations and just maybe more like negative or upsetting tone of voice or something like this kind of causes the plants a little bit of distress. And there's some kind of, I don't know if I want to go as far as saying fear, but definitely distress with that moon card. The world card on the bottom of the deck, I was just hearing from spirit that it has always been this way in life and in nature, that our environment has an effect on us just as we have an effect on it. What do they think about being mowed, picked, climbed on, etc.? I have some cards that wanted to flip the wrong way. There we go. What do they think of being mowed, picked, and climbed on and stuff like that? Whoop. Well, okay, I had the death card fly out, and sometimes these activities can actually kill the plant. if you pick it, excuse me, you pick it from the ground and the roots come out, that can kill it. Unless you replant it somewhere else right away in some cases. What else? Sometimes they like it. Now with this Ace of Wands, okay, I'm getting like pruning. When you prune a hedge or a tree, you cut off some of the, what do they call? Sometimes it's like competing branches. They're both competing for sunlight. They're on the same limb, and it can sort of hinder the tree's growth a little bit. Sometimes you prune that and different parts of the tree can grow a little bit better. I'm also getting like, even mowing, it does give the plants there's kind of a distress there. Some of it is because of to them, I think to the grass, it would be like the crazy vibrations from the mower. But at the same time, there's just something like, oh, it's like refreshed. Something feels refreshed. And sometimes like maybe cutting down weeds and stuff that are inhibiting the growth of the other plants or the other grass or whatever can just help to sort of give it this like, I don't know, there's just some kind of like new life here. So they're aware of when they're being pulled out of the ground by the roots, that it can kill them. They do like being pruned, sometimes mowed. I think it's not the process of being mowed, but it's like this feeling afterwards. Regrowing. It just grows back. What about trees being climbed on? I wonder how trees feel about it, because that is really interesting. I've kind of wondered that myself. I think they're okay with it, for the most part. Queen of Cups. She's not like, well, then again, you're not going to hear a tree saying, hey, get off of me. So, they're not going to outwardly show obvious signs of upset or distress. But I have here also with a Knight, King of Swords. There's something like, well, that's kind of the truth of the situation. I'm a tree and animals and kids are going to climb on me. That's fine. They just have this like acceptance of that. I think they might have a little bit of concern. Like, careful, don't lop off too many of my branches, or, don't pull out too many of my leaves. Don't harm me, but sure, whatever. You can climb on me. So I guess it just depends on what you're doing to the plant. Excuse me. Little Sparrow says, or burned, like when we burn sage, but I suppose it's all dried out by then. We can pull a card on that. Does sage know when it's being burned? Does my cinnamon stick know when it's being burned? No, it's usually dead by that point. It doesn't feel it. It's not alive by that point. Unless you burnt like some that was still rooted in the ground, or, I burnt like a, whatever. If I burned the sage while it was still growing, or I burned the lavender while it was still growing in the ground, that would be a little bit different. But when it's like plucked out of the ground and dried and prepared like that, it's already dead at that point. It doesn't really care. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. A spiritual perspective on twins. Why do they incarnate together? Let's ask. Why do they incarnate together? And the viewer who asked this was wondering because she just became a grandma to new baby grandkids, little twins, which is, aw. First of all, congrats to you for being a grandma and to your family and, you know, the new parents and all of that. That's exciting stuff. So why do some twins, all twins incarnate together? Sienna, concentrate. Why do twins incarnate together? What's the spiritual perspective on that? Oh, this is interesting. It's kind of a matter of perspective. I mean, it just depends on the set of twins. It's a special opportunity. Knight of Cups is all about something, a very attractive offer, or some kind of very special offer. So that's kind of cool. It's a little bit in the spirit realm, coming to Earth in general, whether twins or just on your own, is a privilege. But this seems to be like kind of a special privilege, because you can, or they can, I should say, support each other's growth and motivate each other and keep each other accountable and, help each other. They may not have the same goals in life. They may not have all the same interests and stuff, but to still help each other to, go for their dreams and their passions, or they can be catalysts for each other's growth. They could be at odds with each other. Sometimes it's all their lives. Sometimes you get twins that are absolutely nothing alike, and they're not joined at the hip. I mean, not literally, sometimes literally, but no, they're not like joined at the hip, and they're not best friends. They're challenging to each other. Sometimes there's a lot of growth that happens when we are at odds with another person, especially somebody that we have to spend a lot of time with, or we can't be away from because it's family, or it's, somebody in your class or whatever. So it's like, I'm hearing constant mirroring. So you could be mirroring each other's like successes and your things you have in common, or it's still mirroring, but one thing about one triggers something in the other, and vice versa. We all come into this world anyways. Spirit's saying that it's a neat opportunity, because obviously not everybody gets to be a twin or have twins. Most pregnancies are just one baby at a time, most of the time. I'm hearing that there's like almost limitless potential for growth with this magician. My camera, come on, focus. It's a new camera. I'm still figuring out all of its ins and outs. Terry says, my dad and his twin never verbally talked. They read each other's minds. It's interesting how there are some twins where it's like, okay, are you sure you're not telepathic? Because I think you probably are. Or it's like, how did you know what he was thinking? Or like, how did you know she was going to say that? So interesting. But yeah, Spirit's saying there's so many possibilities for growth and different experiences to be had when you are a twin or a multiple with someone. Alex says Luke and Leia. Now, do twins, do they share a life purpose, or do they have their own life plans? And I think I already kind of know the answer to this. I believe that everybody has their own unique life plan. But sometimes we all incarnate here for similar reasons. But let's just see what Spirit says. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Just pull one more card. Okay. This is interesting. Ace of Wands. I have here that each person, like I was saying, we come here for similar reasons, but each person has their own unique path, their own unique experience. But with twins, they can help each other with the Six of Pentacles. They can help each other sort of through their life path. And, you know, whether that is, and I'm talking about like on a soul level. So even with twins that you don't like each other and don't get along and wish that they weren't twins, this could still be helping each other on their life's path, because for whatever reason, maybe this is just part of the experience they need to have. Maybe there's something valuable that their soul learns from being at odds. I have here that they can have an extremely strong influence on each other and on each other's life paths. My cat, are you guys seeing that? My camera's doing something really weird with the Strength card. The colors on the ground are like, they're really strange and they're kind of wiggly. I don't know why my camera's doing that, but that's kind of funny. Oh, I'm gonna catch up with some comments here. Oh my goodness. Oh, Terry says, I have cousins, many sets, and nephews that are twins. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry, to know that your dad and uncle both passed away. Dementia is such a terrible thing. It's very sad. Terry says, I don't think my dad and uncle had different life plans. They were like the same people split. My nephews are different, though. That's interesting. Roland says, my twin granddaughters are very different and yet so attached to each other. Like they're not like the rest of their family. They have 3 older brothers. Oh my gosh. 5 children? That's a busy mom. That is a very busy mom. And dad, of course. Oh my gosh. Those parents must be tired. Need some water. All right. So I guess it depends with twins. But they help each other. Oh, that's funny. I was shuffling and this 2 of Cups just kind of flipped itself around. That would be a really good card for twins. I like that very much. That's a very apt card for twins. But it seems like it's a unique opportunity to come to Earth at the same time as another person that you're going to, grow up with and be very, sometimes very close to. They can help each other with their life lessons. And a lot of this happens on like an unconscious level, sometimes not, but on an unconscious level, helping each other like through their life's path, helping them to achieve their goals. Terry says you have a built-in best friend. Aw. I have a sister who is 16 months older than me. And so obviously we're not twins, but when I was little, I used to sort of pretend like we were. I always wanted to be the same as her. Like I used to get all her hand-me-downs, so I thought it was cool. I like had some of her same shirts, and she has blonde hair. She's always had blonde hair. And when I was little, I was about 4, I wanted blonde hair so I could look just like her. And then of course my my sister, using kid logic, was like, no, that's against the law. The police will get mad at you if you dye your hair the same as your sister. So I don't have a twin, but she and I were always pretty close buddies when we were little. And, throughout life, of course. So let's move on to number 3. What would animals like to say to the human race? And this one could be really, really interesting. I could think of a few things they might want to say. But let's see. There's something here about we are smarter than you think. And this is just the animal kingdom, excuse me, in general. So I'm not thinking of like any specific animals from any specific region, just in the world in general. There is definitely this energy of we are smarter than you think. You guys, as in humans, are not the only intelligent beings. It's not just about you. There's also here, we're struggling too. We struggle too, just as you guys struggle. But I like that there is this feeling of being able to move forward and, to continue on with life despite difficult circumstances. Things like, for animals, I suppose that'd be things like habitat loss and like fires and endangerment and other types of human activities, sometimes natural things like that. But animals, it just seems like they just want to be able to continue with life in peace. They're more intuitive than people realize. And okay, people are starting to realize that certain animals are extremely intelligent. We got like animals like dolphins, and I think pigs are also incredibly intelligent as well. But there's so many more that we don't really think of as smart or intuitive, but yet they are. I get the mental image of horses. And I think some people already know this, but that their horses I pick up are just very empathic. They understand, or maybe they don't, I don't know if they understand, but they definitely can tell the differences in human emotions, and they can sort of tell how their humans are feeling. And when I say they're humans, like their owners or their farmers or whatever. But horses are very good this is just an example Spirit's bringing in, that horses are very good at providing emotional comfort because they can sense when their human is sad or is just feeling different than usual. I'm trying to get my camera to focus here. With Queen of Pentacles, I was picking up, we don't need your influence nearly as much as you think we do. This is animals saying about people. Like, we are capable of having our own... What is this? Because society, it's not the word society that's coming in, but for some reason it's like imagery that I often associate with the word society. That comes in. It's almost like we have our own social structures. We have our own ways of life. There's also just like, we're more independent than people realize. We don't need human interference as much as humans think we do. I'm going to ask something fun. Just in general, what would our pets say to us? What would our pets like to say to us? I don't have any pets currently, but, you know, for you guys who have pets, what would they say? What would they like to tell you? Just in general. Because we know that, you know, just like every family is different, every pet and owner relationship is a little bit different. I'm getting here with Knight of Wands. I'm getting play with me. Play with me. But not too much. I'm definitely picking up like cat energy. This is definitely for sure like play with me, but not too much. I also have the Star card. There's a lot of admiration. For the most part, many pets have a strong admiration for their owners. When they're treated well, and when they feel loved, and when their needs are all met. Is there anything else that animals would like to say to the human race if they could? Is there anything else they would like to say? This is cute. Yeah, Roland, you're right also. I want your attention. Yes, they do say that in many ways. They don't even need to use words. There's this like, thanks for making me part of your family. Thank you for being my family. And with the Strength card, like there's something here about like loving the strong bonds. Because like I said, sometimes there are sad cases, but most of the time, pet owners are very good to their animals. The Star card, Brenda says it looks like it's moving. Yeah, there's something going on with my camera. Let me just very quickly open my camera program and change a setting. I think I can fix that. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, wait a sec. Oh. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's hold up a card with some green on it and see if it's better. You guys see that? Oh, that is better. Okay. Yeah, you know what was wrong? I had the chroma key settings turned on. Oh, Terry says my sound is off. Like mute, or does it just not sync with the video? Oh, crap. Audio and visual not matching. Scheisse. Okay, well, let me see if I can fix it. Let's see what I can do. Hang on, 1 sec. I might have disappeared for a second. Better? Is that better? It's still not better. Okay. Okay, so the camera's not blurry, but the audio and the oh my god, and the video are not syncing. Terry says it's like watching a foreign film. Oh no. Oh my god, it's like an English dub. Oh boy. All right, let's see what I can do. Just a minute. Mm-hmm. Hmm. What do I do about this?